There's a few more notes on Carrie Newton, who became Carrie Backus. Carrie was probably Allie's best friend. I know at some point in her diary, Allie alludes to the fact that she loves Carrie more than anybody. Carrie Backus. So 1874, around the time of the diary, at the time of the diary, Carrie would have been 18 going on 19. And she would have been going on 20 when her friend Allie died. She was born in New York, obviously, as that states. I think it was, I'm not sure exactly which year it was, where she eloped with Jay Backus. They were both students at the normal school, which became Eastern Michigan. I can't remember exactly what year. It doesn't matter. That's in the first Carrie Backus notes. I think it was 1878-ish. She was 22 at the time, so it would have been 1877 or 8. This shows that her and Mr. Backus, who I found out may have been adopted, it shows that his parents' name were Pete, unless he changed his name, which seems unlikely. But by 1880, they were living in Unadilla, which is where Backus was from. Unadilla is northwest of Ypsilanti, in the Pinckney area. By 1910, and I assume earlier, the Backuses were living in Stockbridge, which is near Unadilla. They had 2 children. I don't see where let's see if I can pull it up. That is not them. Carrie Backus, I believe that's the end of the children. Claire Backus and Leonard Claire Backus. I'm not sure who the Claire was that they were naming them after, but that's that. In the 1910 census, which was a year before Carrie died at the age of 54 or 5, it shows that they were living on Clinton Street in Stockbridge. What's that? What's the 31? See what the 31 is. Can we just scroll right up there? See what the 31 is. I assume how long they've been married, but could be wrong. Could be the number of years at present of present marriage. Yes, so it was 31 years they were married. So that gives you an indication that they were married in 1869? No, 79. 79 or 78, one of those 2 years. Homer J. Backus. Go across. His parents also were born in New York, as was Carrie. Her father, of course, was a pastor or a reverend. It shows him as a proprietor of a meat market, and she was running a boarding house out of her home, but then it shows no tenants, so that's... Well, there we go. Just clicked it on there. But it's showing no tenants at the home, so I don't know what that means. Then, of course, she died the next year. What date? November 6th, 1911, so about a year and a half after the census. And he died in, I think, 1918. There are some small newspaper clippings of Jay having had some farming equipment, which he was a farmer for years. Oh yeah, there was also a thing that showed, I believe it's the 1880 census, where it shows that they have a servant domestic servant living with them. So they must have inherited some money. Or he had saved well. Let's see if we can find this domestic servant. And there was also a farmhand, so obviously you can't run a whole farm by yourself. And she had a young child, so well, they both had a young child. Yeah, there it is. May L. Wapples and Mike Schaefer, it looks like. Wapples was 17, I believe. And Schaefer was 22. Mary L. Wapples and Mike Schaefer. And their young son, Leonard Backus. See if it pulls up anything for Mrs. Wapples. Ms. Wapples. Birth 1863 in New York. Residence 1880 Unadilla. See if there's anything connected to her. I see nothing connected to her. Father's birthplace, Connecticut. Mother's New York. They may have been family friends, because sometimes families employed young single females to do the housework. Mike Schaefer. I mean, honestly, you wouldn't want some stranger moving into your house. Schaefer was born in Germany. He was single as well. It shows no added citations, so I'll assume that was that. Though they are secondary players in the life of Allie, who was long deceased by 1880. Don't look at Tina Wooten. She's subscribed to my channel, so. Sorry, Tina, for giving out your name. All right, that's all.